In today's video, I'm going to be sharing my top 5 tips for disorganized people, so I hope you find it useful, and let's go. I am known by all my friends and family to be a really disorganized person, and I always try not to be, but I'm always more disorganized than them, and I'm not really sure why. But I do some things, especially since the new year, that I've tried to implement to make me a more organized person. So I'm going to share those tips with you, and hopefully if you are disorganized, then it might help you. Tip number 1 is to get yourself a diary. I just got this 2017 planner off of Amazon, and it's really cool. It has like 2 weeks on a page, so you can see what you're doing, like the current week and next week, or like you can just see last week if you're on the second page. And then every 3 months it has these little like pockets where you could keep all your notes or like really important stuff that's coming up, and like this reminders page, so you can like stick all the really important stuff, like if you've got any assessments or like assignments or your dissertation or like just general work stuff, you can stick it on there. And then in the back it's got like some places to keep some sticky notes and things like that, which is kind of cute. And then at the front, I haven't actually written them all in yet, but it has like month by month planner. So you can like stick your shifts in there, you can stick like important dates, birthdays, things like that. So I've been trying to like start using this more and more, because it's definitely something that keeps you in check with what you're meant to be doing. And if you try to use this for like all of your important things, I use it like mainly for work, and I write down all the things that I need to do on post-it notes and then stick them on the right day. So for me that works really well, because sometimes I have a lot to do in the day and the box isn't big enough. So post-it notes are also a great addition to add to the diary, and you can use them together. But definitely get a diary, get yourself like something where you can write all of your notes down, everything that you have to do in one place. Just don't lose the diary. Tip number 2 is to write yourself lists. Now this may sound like stupidly simple, but I find when I have a list and at the beginning of the day or the night before I write down everything that I need to do that day, I'm much more inclined to get it done, because I see it in a list, and like the satisfaction of crossing it off when you've done it is like really nice. Like lists can be your savior, and what I try to do is I always keep my list in the same place, because I end up losing the list. So if it's stuff in the house, then I keep my list in my room so that I can always go and to my side and I know where my list will be, and I can tick it off there and I keep a pen by it, because otherwise you're going to lose your list, so it's pointless. And if it's to do with work, then I stick my list onto post-it notes and I put it in here like I said in the beginning. So that's how I try to kind of navigate lists and things like that. They are so good, and just like personal satisfaction of being like done, and then you get to the end of the day and you feel like you've actually accomplished quite a bit. So like write lists. Tip number 3 is to leave yourself enough time, and I think this is really important for disorganized people, because it's really easy to get stressed if you're running late, or to like rush and then you end up forgetting really important things. So I try to leave the house like 5 or 10 minutes before I actually need to leave the house, because the likelihood is that I'll end up leaving on the right time. So if you just like embed it in your brain, set your alarms to be earlier, then you're more likely to actually be on time, which obviously is great, and you don't need to worry as much. So especially if you leave early, or you like have to catch public transport to get somewhere on time, like it's really important that you don't miss your like bus or your train. So I always try to like set myself 5 or 10 minutes early alarms, and then I hopefully, like touch wood, most of the time I'm on time to like where I'm going, like any appointments to work, things like that, because it's really not nice to be late, and it doesn't feel good to like let other people down, or to have to explain to someone why you weren't there on time. So just doing that simple thing is really, really useful, and I would recommend it to anyone. Tip number 4 is to try and keep your personal space tidy. That means like your room or your desk at work, or like just your general kind of areas that you spend a lot of time in. I find that if my room is really messy, like I just can't concentrate and I can't think like properly and get stuff done. So even though my mom would argue that I'm not a tidy person, for me, like, this is tidy enough to work, and my like sides are clear, my bed's made in the morning, and so having a tidy room and space translates into like a tidier head. And so if you've got a tidy room, you've got a tidy head, you're gonna be more organized. Voila, it's great. Tip number 5 is to be prepared, and by that I mean if you have school or like work or college, get your stuff ready the night before. And I know it just sounds like a really simple thing, but it's so much easier to wake up in the morning and all your bag is ready, your lunch is prepared, and your like uniform is ready to put on, instead of waking up probably already anxious about finding your work uniform, making your lunch in time before you have to get the bus, things like that. So I've started trying to like hang my uniform up and take my own lunches into work, and make them the night before. So I try to double up on what I have for dinner, and then I put it into a container and take it to work and have it again. So that really works for me, because sometimes I have to wake up at like 5:45, and so by having everything done or ready in the morning, I can kind of relax a little bit more. I can just get ready, get dressed, have some breakfast, which normally I would just skip because I was like stressing out. And so just be prepared. Like anything that you could do at a calmer point is gonna be good for you. Like it's never gonna cause you harm to be organized and prepared. So I definitely think to do things like at the earliest point you can. Like it's the same with uni assignments or like school assignments. Like start them early, because you're only going to cause yourself stress if you leave them and don't touch them until like 2 nights before the deadline, and then you're going to panic and you won't get everything else done that you wanted to do. So just like be organized with your time. Like I try to just lay it all out in here and like have a kind of task each day that I hope to achieve. And so like all of those things combined, I definitely do feel a lot calmer and I feel more organized in myself. I don't know if other people would agree, but I definitely feel more on top of like all my things, and I have a lot of responsibilities, so making sure that I am managing my time effectively and being organized is really important, like in my life, and I'm sure a lot of other people's lives. So just follow those tips if you're disorganized. Don't beat yourself up if you aren't a naturally organized person. There are so many reasons that different people are better at different things, and different people are going to be organized and some people are going to be more prone to being disorganized. And it isn't that we don't care, and it's not that we are prioritizing time to do other things instead of do what we like need to do and get organized. It's just some brains work in a different way. And for me personally, like I've always been a disorganized person. I've always been a messy person, but I've also been like an academic person, and I've been a creative person. So everybody has their strengths and they also have their flaws, and you shouldn't beat yourself up about it, because you can't change something that's embedded in you, but you can make it better. So by managing your organization skills and actively trying to make yourself more organized, you can make improvements. You won't necessarily become a naturally organized person, but you will see like changes in your life and you'll feel less stressed. So don't beat yourself up, but definitely try and do something about it. I hope that you have found this short video useful if you are a disorganized person. I'd love to hear your hints and tips below in the comments. If you've made a similar video or you have a really good recommendation, then be sure to put it in the comments below and I will check it out. Also, I just wanted to say a huge thank you for everybody that's shown support in the last few kind of weeks of when I've been posting different videos to the music videos. It's definitely been a really good outlet for like creativity and just like a hobby in my spare time. So I really hope I continue making videos. I'm not too sure about the schedule yet. I'm thinking like 2 or 3 posts a week, but I'm just having a great time making them, and I hope that you enjoy them. My next video will be live on Sunday at 3 p.m, so be sure to subscribe if you want to see more of these random videos. Thank you for watching. Bye!